So I just realized something. A lot of us don't truly understand what gerrymandering is, what redistricting is, what apportionment is, the US Census, the US House of Representatives, and how they all work together. In order to understand gerrymandering, you have to first look at the US House of Representatives, which is the second chamber of US Congress. The U.S. House of Representatives is made up of 435 members, which represents 435 seats, which also represents 435 districts spread across the United States. You can think back to your U.S. history, your U.S. government classes. The U.S. House of Representatives is solely based on population. So the bigger the state, the more representatives you get, unlike the Senate that gets equal representation per state. Now, apportionment is the process of dividing those seats. So if we have 435 seats in the US House of Representatives and we have 50 states, that means that we have to apportion those seats based on population. How do we know the population of each state? How do we know how many people are living in each state? This is where the US Census comes in. The last US Census was in 2020. The next US Census is in 2030 because it's done every 10 years. What the United States House of Representatives does is they take all of this data from the US Census so they can decide how to apportion the 435 members. So obviously, the more population your state has, the more seats you get. And if you lose population, you may lose a seat. So for instance, in the last census, in 2020, California actually lost a seat while Texas gained 2 seats. Remember earlier, I told you that a seat equals a member in the US House of Representatives. So if you think about our recent court case, when it comes to Louisiana, Louisiana has a total of 6 districts, which is 6 seats in the US House of Representatives. So everything that we've talked about so far is done on a federal level. Now, when we talk about redistricting, that is done on a state level. So once a state understands, okay, so we have this amount of seats. So let's use Louisiana for an example. Louisiana finds out, okay, we have 6 seats, therefore we have 6 districts. They have to redistrict or draw the amount of districts on a map for their state. Now, at this point in the conversation, if you're like, okay, so if redistricting is just drawing districts for a state, why is it so controversial? Like, why are we talking about it for Louisiana, Texas, California, Virginia, and Florida? This is because a state has the power to use the US Census to look at the demographics and determine how they want to draw the districts according to what will possibly benefit their party. And this is where we get into gerrymandering.